The next Fold is coming, right? This, by the way, is the Fold 5, but it's going to be on the 10th of July and things are going to be wild on that day. See, not only are we getting the next generation of fold and flip phones, but also the Watch 7, the Buds 3, and maybe the Galaxy Ring. And so we've got the whole ecosystem coming together on the 10th. I've been using the Fold 5 for what? About a year now. Almost like 11 months. And I'm really excited about the upcoming Fold, and there's a lot we know about it. We know specs, new features, how it's going to look, the pricing. So let's go. First things first, the most notable changes are going to be in the design, and it's going to have a flatter look with less rounded corners, which would give it a more squared off look. And about that wider outer display, while there were quite a lot of rumors, it might only be slightly wider and not a whole lot. I'm just glad that Samsung's doing it. But honestly, being slimmer is a big win in my opinion. And that is just what we wanted, right? More pocketable, more compact. Next, it may use a titanium frame. I mean, I don't have much evidence to really say that with confidence, but that would be nice. And we might even have a reduction in the visible crease. Honestly, the crease has not been an issue for me at least, because when you're directly looking at the screen, you barely even notice it. But still, if they're able to reduce it even further, it's a welcome refinement. Let me also touch upon the next generation of the Flip, because I do want to point out one thing. One of the most notable changes is going to be on the camera rings. If you see, the rings match the color of the phone, or probably its case, so definitely a bolder look and a key differentiator from the Flip 5. Second, on the new Fold, like the S24 Ultra, we may see the new Gorilla Glass armor for display protection. And I really hope that it gets the same anti-reflective glass that we got in the S24 Ultra, which is seriously amazing to look at, especially outdoors. I mean, when I had switched to the S24 Ultra, the clarity on the display was just outstanding. And if that came on the new Fold, that would be fantastic. Third, the next gen foldables will not just have all the AI features that we saw with the S24 series, but more. So things like chat assist that helps you write messages in correct grammar and a tone of your choice, generative edit and generative fill, all that will be there. In fact, I've been using these AI features quite regularly, especially circle to search. I use it to find more about things that I find interesting on Instagram Reels, and even use it to copy text from, within images. I frequently use it to summarize articles. That saves me a lot of time. In fact, I've talked about how I've been using these AI features on Samsung phones in a full video. I'll leave a card over here, so if you're interested, check it out. But more importantly, as I said, Samsung has been working on more AI features for the new Fold, especially for its S Pen, an AI-powered drawing assistance feature that can turn a casually drawn graffiti into a proper sketch. I mean, we don't have more info on this, but certainly something is in the works. And this makes sense because these foldables are high-end premium flagship phones, and just adding exclusive features will give users more reasons to buy. Next, we've got specs ahead of time. So, on the upcoming Fold, in terms of performance, we'll get the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 for Galaxy with 12 gigs of LPDDR5X RAM, and it's gonna come in a variety of storage options. And it seems like it will have slightly more free space for the user compared to the Fold 5 last year. Coming to the cameras, we're expecting to see a similar triple camera setup as on the Fold 5. So a 50 megapixel primary, 12 megapixel ultra wide, 10 megapixel 3x telephoto, 10 megapixel selfie on the outside, and a 4 megapixel under display camera on the inner display. Moving on to the battery, so the capacity is going to remain the same at 4400 mAh. However, it does look like there's a slight improvement in how long the battery is going to last if you look at the video and audio playback duration compared to the Fold 5 last year. Now, let's talk about the pricing, and it looks like the new Fold is going to sell for slightly more than the Fold 5 last year. But generally, the pre-order period is the best time for you to, reserve your phone because it just has better cashbacks or better bundled offers. Like in India, we can see that they're already offering benefits worth up to 7,000 rupees. See guys, the event isn't too far, so within just a few days, we'll actually get to know everything, and you might want to subscribe to the channel because I'm going to talk all about it as soon as I get my hands on the devices. But what I still haven't talked about are other devices that are going to launch alongside the foldables. So we're going to have the Watch 7 and a Watch 7 Ultra. The Watch 7 will look and feel pretty much the same as the Watch 6, except upgraded internals and hopefully some AI-powered measurements. But the Watch 7 Ultra is where things will get interesting. It has a very clear, ultra look to it. And as per rumors, it will have an aluminum frame and sapphire glass. Then there's the Buds 3 and the Buds 3 Pro, and things are looking quite nice. If these leaked images are true, This would mean a massive design refresh to the Galaxy Buds series since it ever came out, because it's going to have these stems. Also, the Buds 3 seem to be open ear, while the Buds 3 Pro have silicone tips, and that transparent lid on the top looks sweet. Lastly, and most likely, there would be a Galaxy Ring, Samsung's smart wearable in the form of a ring. Look guys, the Fold series has been like the last great innovation that smartphones have seen. Think about it. Nothing new has happened in the smartphone space except for this form factor. And Samsung was the first one to bring this in 2019 with the Galaxy Z Fold, but it only had a 4.6-inch cover display when it was launched. In 2020, they released the Fold 2, which introduced the ultra-thin glass for inner display and increased the cover display to a normal phone size 6.2-inch display. In 2021, they launched the Fold 3 and the Flip 3. The Fold 3 was the first foldable to be IPX8 water resistant, came with an under-display camera, and had support for the S Pen. But then in 2022, with the Fold 4, they really revolutionized the hinge mechanism, made it lighter, more durable, and upped the camera capabilities by using flagship cameras from its S series smartphones. And finally, last year, they launched this one, the Galaxy Fold 5. They made it lighter and slimmer, more pocketable than ever before, completely closed the gap with the new flex hinge. It was still IPX8 water resistant, and it came with a case that made the S Pen more accessible instead of what we had with the Fold 3 and the Fold 4. See, the Fold is a very delicate, critical device, and every year Samsung brings it closer to being a little better, a little more perfect. And while it all seems incremental, they are indeed, I really think so, engineering breakthroughs, and they require very meticulous manufacturing process. And so really, I'm quite excited to see what further improvements will the new generation of foldables bring to the table, as well as all the other devices that are going to come out and complete that ecosystem. And I'll be here talking all about them, so if you're interested, you might want to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification icon. You'll get all that info as and when they're out. Thanks for watching guys, I'll see you in the next one.